diluted EPS, financial statements, inflation, deflation, disinflation, stagflation, P ratio, PB ratio, fixed income valuation, PS, diluted EPS, technical analysis. Yes, these are the contents that you must know if you prepare a CFA level 1. I spent 6 months to prepare the CFA level 1 and study in the February exam, and I only found out recently that I didn't pass. So today I want to talk about what is a CFA, one of the toughest exams in the world, and the challenges and takeaways of participating in CFA program. In the end, I'll share my results and throw you guys 10 CFA practice questions and see how many you can get it right. Now let's get started. I can't remember how many times I had to explain to my friend when they try to catch up for a coffee. Sorry, I can't. I'm preparing for my CFA exam. Maybe let's do it after the exam. No, it's not the volunteer fire emergency services. It's called Chartered Financial Analyst. So basically, it's a certification offered by a US-based CFA institute to the investment and finance professionals internationally. And the Wall Street Journal rated the toughest exam in the world. So how tough? The average pass rate of the 3 CFA exams is about 40% to 50%. And the February level 1 exam that I said was 44%. And most candidates who pass the 3 exams normally take more than 1 attempt to do so. So based on the pass rate of level 1, level 2, and level 3, only 10% of candidates will eventually pass the 3 exams in the first attempt. And even the CFA Institute suggested to study at least 300 hours before you sit in the exam. So that is to say, for example, you work full-time and you can only allocate 2 hours per day. That is 5 months of study. Let's take CPA as a reference, which you probably heard of. So is CFA more difficult than CPA? Well, I never sit in a CPA exam, but I know 2 of my friends who had worked for Deloitte and KPMG. They were trying to get CPA, but still couldn't. And I came across with a CFA forum who is a CPA and holding a master degree in finance. And he says the college only covers 70% of CFA level 1 and 30% of CFA level 2. And he's currently working on passing the level 3 exam. And he says it's about 4 to 5 times more difficult than the CPA. To get a charter, you need to pass the 3 exams plus a 4 years of working experience in the industry. All the 3 exams have 4.5 hours into 2 sessions. Although every year CFA changed the curriculum and the weight for the 3 exams, but the top 10 topics that generally remain the same. Number 1, Brian Barrett, CFA, was recently hired as a credit analyst at a credit rating agency whose major clients include publicly listed companies on the local stock exchange. One of the clients is currently preparing to issue a new bond to finance a major factory project. Analysts are speculating that without the new factory, the company would not survive the onslaught of competition from increasing imports. Therefore, the company is counting on an upgraded credit rating to enhance the subscription level of issue. Barry's research suggests that the creditworthiness of the company has severely deteriorated over the last year due to negative operating cash flows. Without conducting extensive research, Barry's boss puts pressure on him to upgrade the credit rating to an investment grading rating. What course of action is most appropriate for Barry to prevent any violation of the CFA code or standards? A. Quit his position with the firm. B. Upgrade the rating but note his objections in writing. C. Disassociate with the credit rating report, the bond issue, and the client. Question number 2. An investment pays $300 annually for 5 years, with the first payment occurring today. The present value of the investment discounted at a 4% annual rate is closest to A. 1,336, B. 1,389, C. 1,625. Question number 3. Market competitors are least likely to use advertising as a tool of differentiation in an industry structure identified as A. Monopoly, B. Perfect competition, C. Monopolistic competition. What made CFA exam really challenging for me is the time and efforts that I needed to put in. I did have a similar feelings very strongly of preparing for Gaokao, which is the Chinese college entrance exam. It's a very tough and extensive exam all over again when I was preparing for CFA, because I was aiming for 2 hours per day at least, times 5 months is 300 hours before I sit in the exam at least. But in reality, I had to work from home. I had to homeschool my elder kids and getting my YouTube uploads weekly. So I have to say it was pretty messy, and going to sleep at 1:30 midnight became a norm for me. I know it's not healthy. So anyone who wants to get CFA, I strongly suggest just to get it when you are in uni. Anyone who is in year 3 in uni can sit in the CFA exam. Or the second best time is before you start a family. I wish I knew this and cracked the 3 levels, because it's really a privilege to be a CFA, in my opinion. Question number 4. When computing net cash flow from operating activities using the indirect method, an addition to net income is most likely to occur when there is a gain on the sale of an asset, B, loss on the retirement of debt, C, decrease in a deferred tax liability. Question number 5. A company's optimal capital budget is best described as the amount of new capital required to undertake all projects with an internal rate of return greater than the A, marginal cost of capital, B, cost of new debt capital, C, weighted average cost of capital. If a market is weak for efficient but semi-strong for inefficient, then which of the following types of portfolio management is most likely to produce abnormal returns? A, passive portfolio management, B, active portfolio management based on technical analysis, C, active portfolio management based on fundamental analysis. Another challenge that I found is that I struggled memorizing all the study materials of the 10 topic. In the beginning, I thought maybe I'm just getting old. But then one time, one of my friends just pointed out, probably you need more sleep. Yeah, that makes sense. And sleeping at 1 midnight doesn't help. But it turned out to be I'm not the only one who had a similar problem. Remember the guy that I talk about who is the CPA and trying to pass the CFA level 3 exam? He made a analogy that, for example, you're learning alphabet. For CPA, who contains 4 sections that you can study and pass the exam and forget about, because each section is very exclusive to its own part. So for CPA, you learn A, B, C, D, and you pass the exam, and then you forget about, and you move on to E, F, G, H. And then after that, you move on to IJKL. But for CFA level 1, you have to memorize all the A and the B and the C until Z in one exam during the 4.5 hours. And for CFA level 2, not only you have to remember the letters, you have to use these letters to form words. And level 3, you need to be able to form the words into sentences. Now, you probably say, wow, we get it. It's a tough exam. But why did you set yourself up with it? Well, good question. Neither my bachelor degree nor my master degree is finance related, but I'm always interested in math related subjects since high school. So subjects like geometry, statistics, accounting, economics were all my favorite subjects in uni. Since I'm managing the personal finance and investment accounts for my small family, I always wanted to learn finance or investment in particular from a bigger picture, more systematically. I signed up with the CFA course, which cost me 1,500-ish to do the exam. But people say, then why don't you just go for the free information platforms like YouTube? Yes, like many of you, I watch YouTube videos a lot way before I started my own channel. But most of the time, I can only get little pieces here and there. No matter how engaging, how awesome the storytelling, how good the video editing is, at the end of the video, do I get a little bit knowledge or information out of it? Yes. And again, the contents are fact-checked by the content creator? Not necessarily, right? So I felt like that I needed to go for a more conventional way by signing up a course. Yes, it did cost me quite a bit of money, but it's totally worth it. And it served me this purpose very well. my study definitely doesn't stop here. My plan is to reread the level 1 textbook because I only use the notes to prepare for the exam. And I may go self-study for level 2, which goes deeper into more calculations and complex theories. And I made myself a New Year resolution to read 2 finance or investment books every month. And these are the books that I'm currently reading. The Active Investing and Finance for Non-Financial Managers, talk about financial reports. Although these book time might be shared by parenting books like The Barefoot Investor for Families, Decoding Boys, or my personal books that I'm reading. But I am on track, so feeling good. I'm fully aware that the YouTube channels in personal finance and investments are male dominated. But as a female content creator, I'm happy to take the challenge. So hopefully that you can find my videos interesting to watch and can get some knowledge out of each video after you watch. So if you like what you're watching now so far, please don't forget to give it a like. And now let's look at my CFA results. I still can't believe that I didn't pass the exam this close. The line is almost overlapping the minimum pass line, which gives you an idea where you stand in the global ranking. And you can find your accuracy on each topic. You can see that most of my subjects are 70% accurate. And I can't believe my quantitative method, which I felt good about it, but I don't know why I did it so badly during the exam. Question number 7. If interest rate increases, an investor who owns a mortgage pass-through security is most likely affected by A. Credit risk, B. Extension risk, C. Contraction risk. Question number 8. At expiration date, a European put option will be valuable if the exercise price is A. Less than the underlying price, B. Equal to the underlying price, C. Greater than the underlying price. Question number 9. The following information applies to ABC hedge fund. 288 million in asset under management as of prior year end, 2% management fee based on year end asset under management, 20% incentive calculated net of management fee using a 5% soft hurdle rate using a high watermark of 357 million. Current year fund return is 25%. The total fee earned by ABC in the current year is closest to A. 7.2 million, B. 20.60 million, C. 21.6 million. Question number 10. An increase in which of the following is most likely when stock market sentiment is becoming more bullish? A. Short interest ratio, B. Margin debt outstanding, C. Put and call option for a stock index. I'll put the answers in the comments area and let me know your accuracy rate. Well, I'm still a little bit upset that I didn't pass the exam after 6 months of studying.
Would you like some sweets?
Yeah, the kids left over is thanks for cheering me up. Thank you. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed watching this video and everyone have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.